Welcome everybody, this is Brian Owen, Principal at Stimpson Community School. The purpose of these videos that we hope to push out on a weekly basis is to inform you of the changes that your son, daughter or child at Stimpson Community School will need to adapt to, and of course yourself as well as parents and carers. We are absolutely delighted on your response and support, but please in the next few minutes take time to watch, listen, and particularly take note of the information that we are actually going to have to adapt. And we talk about changes. Changes are not too dissimilar to what we need to do, but they are significant nonetheless. We hope that you will understand why we have to do these. And today's video is the first of many. It's called the Snippets, the reopening snippets, if you like, of rejoining in September. So here we go, and here's the first one of this week. It's around cycle and security safety in terms of the campus, and I hope that you appreciate what we're doing. More to follow as we go forward. First and foremost, the actual transport survey has gone out, and thank you ever so much for those responses so far. I think we've got something like 400, but there have been some concerns, understandably, about the increased demand on cycle space and actual security. So what I aim to do in this particular snippet is actually to share with you what we've done. I've listened, and this is what we've done in response. May I just say that these snippets will be available on our website under the COVID-19, not immediately, but later on this week. And any previous snippets I will make links back to as we develop these. And I hope to make at least one per week as we travel through the summer holidays and post those out to you. In addition to that, I also want to actually set up an FAQ, frequently asked questions system, for you as parents and as students to actually ask questions of me and of other colleagues, so we can answer those and make sure by the time that we return we're talking about affirmation and nothing that's new or uncertain to any of you. A reminder that certainty, assurance and communal support is what we are actually driving towards. So what have we done over the summer holidays? Well, the summer holidays have only just begun, but the work has already been progressing significantly. You may be able to see on our left-hand side that we've actually reconfigured the gate system, so no member of the public can come through the school site to go to the library. And as I point towards the left, there's a new gate that actually forces any visitor that will come onto site straight through to reception and not through the school site, and the double gates are at the front, and when they're locked, they're locked. Anybody coming through as a visitor will have to go through the single gate. And secondly, we've got the new entrance to the library gates, again fenced off so that anybody walking through as the general public can't move left or right into the school site. I think it's quite important because actually there have been concerns raised previously about visitors, or unwelcome visitors I should say, actually entering onto the school site and actually dealing with matters that I've got no concern of them. So in terms of transport, we really do want to encourage either students to walk or cycle where possible. Of course there's scooters, we understand that, and to also where public transport is absolutely necessary, you need to understand that face masks are going to be required to be worn. We strongly advocate that you purchase a supply of hand sanitizer or antibac gel for your child to use whilst travelling on public transport. We understand that public transport will still need to be required. Parents and carers need to be socially distant when picking up their child from the front of school, so please don't congregate, and it's important that you stay away from the children as they're collected. Of course your own children is fine, but you understand how we have to be socially distanced in these new norms. In addition, we're going to actually purchase an additional 250 cycle racks to be installed within the newly secured school compound. This is quite important, and what I would like to do next, in the next slide, is share with you how we've reconfigured. We've listened, we're now able to, with the adaptations that I'm going to be sharing with you later in the month, how we are able to do this now when we weren't previously in the past. So in terms of things, and not particularly in any particular order, there are going to be cycle racks at the front of school. Again, no visitors will be able to get on site. Behind the school compound into block 3, you can see the top right hand corner. That's going to be now a cycle area. The trees are not going to move, but the bushes are, and therefore a designated year group will have that particular area for the cycle rack, and alongside block 3, well within the school boundaries. The front of school, once locked off at the beginning of the day and opened up at the end of the day, will have other cycle facilities. The back of the school will have 2 particularly designated areas. It doesn't look very flattering at the moment, but you can imagine where that skip is and where the actual back of the school is. Well within the school compound, there will be cycle racks. And finally, at the back of block 4, where the library is, there will be a further cycle rack provision. I hope that you find that that will mean that you feel confident and secure that your child can bring their cycle to school, but it doesn't mean that they actually cannot just forget to bring a lock or helmet, cycle facilities such as lights or other equipment. That really is down to you, and it's really important that you adhere to that. There are 1 or 2 other areas that we actually need to discuss, and that is about visitors. The visitors will only be for absolute necessity and with an appointment system only. I'm sorry, but for parents, you're going to have to understand you just cannot wander into the school reception area. We will only be inviting people through appointment systems only, or through emergency procedures, collecting students, for example, if they're unwell, etc., etc. Protocols and procedures will be in place for visitors. We'll make that very clear closer to the time. That's another snippet we'll go through. And we do urge you, if you are COVID positive, that you should not be on site, or if you've got contacts with family members, again, you would be considerate of those particular proceedings. Virtual meetings will be the default position, including subject evenings and open evenings until further notice. And that is a citywide Peterborough agreement. So no other school is going to be doing that as far as we're aware, and we've agreed as heads that this will be a way forward until further notice. And please, if you do need to actually visit the school, make it an absolute necessity rather than anything else, because we want to reduce the number of visitors inside the school in these particular strange and wonderful times. So I've rattled through the snippets for this week. Maybe I'll do that a little bit slower and a little bit more comprehensive as we go through. This is the first one, simply because of the transport survey we sent out. That's why the agenda is there. Next week, I propose that we look at uniform, equipment, school day, and I hope you find that these are more informative than a large letter with lots of words. Some of us actually do enjoy actually listening and interpreting to what has been said, and I hope that you find these snippets useful. Watch this space. There's more of these to come, and hopefully before the end of August, you'd have read and watched all of these particular snippets and felt informed about what we're doing. Thank you for watching again. Thank you once again for your support as parents. Wonderful support. I truly mean that. Without it, we couldn't have been where we are at this point in time, but there are going to be some significant changes that we need to make, not in terms of curriculum, but of other things, and I need to inform you as we're going through. And don't forget, there will be a final letter for me, as promised, to summarise all of these changes as we go forward. And obviously, you've got the opportunity to watch these, re-watch these, and to listen to whatever's said, and to ask the questions once it's set up. Thank you for watching once again and listening, and we'll see you next week with snippet number 2. Goodbye.